In CNR Business. Traders blame excessive taxation for failure to issue VAT invoices, express frustration with revenue mobilization exercise.
Taxes in the current barrier is a heavy ready for. So, Jamano, as in never go out, or shall not ready for or you may be found at a bay ready for to beat my house. See a buy and trying to better than yet in your being to make your tax in the amount.
Thank you for choosing Citi Newsroom. We begin the bulletin with our coverage of Green Ghana Day. Now, President Akufo-Addo has reiterated his government's unwavering dedication to safeguarding the environment in the face of climate change. Recognizing the pressing need for sustainable measures to counter the detrimental impact of global warming, the President emphasized Ghana's commitment to environmental protection. The following report has more.
10 million trees are expected to be planted this year as part of government's Green Ghana Day celebration. Even though this is a reduction in previous years, the government believes the decision is to get more time to sustain and nurture the already planted trees. Speaking during the commemoration of the 2023 Green Ghana Day celebration, President Akufo-Addo called on all Ghanaians to actively participate in the exercise to protect the environment. He laments the dire impact of climate change on the environment if measures such as the tree planting are not taken seriously.
According to the World Meteorological Organization, the year 2020 was one of the 3 warmest years on record since we began measuring meaningfully temperature on our planet. And the World Bank projects that at this current rate, climate change could push more than 100 million people into extreme poverty by 2030 and reduce crop yields by up to 30% in Africa by 2050. This is the challenge we face. Today, we see the effects of this crisis in the form of floods, droughts, heat waves, crop failures, diseases, and conflicts. Today, we have another opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to saving planet Earth and protecting our livelihoods. The theme for this year, our forests, our health, is a clarion call for the need to preserve our forests for our own survival. We must do this with a sense of urgency and renewed purpose, noting that success depends on our collective action. This is a duty we owe not only to current generation, but also to generations yet unborn.
In a bid to enhance Ghana's reforestation efforts, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Samuel Abdullahi Jinapo also entreated citizens to embrace a sense of ownership and accountability towards the trees they plant.
Over 23 million of the trees planted in the first 2 editions of the Green Ghana Day have survived, and this year we have the opportunity to add 10 million and more trees to this number. The Ministry of Lands, through the Forestry Commission, will continue to provide support for the nurturing of these trees. While we do so, we entreat each and every one of you to take responsibility for nurturing these trees in your homes, offices, and communities for them to grow to maturity. As is customary, each Green Ghana Day, we have made adequate seedlings available at the various offices of the Forestry Commission and other designated places. These include timber species, shade trees, ornamental trees, fruit trees, and multi-purpose trees. All we require from Ghanaians and residents of Ghana is for them to come out, take seedlings, plant them, and nurture them to maturity.
Chief of Staff Akosua Frima Osei-Opare also encouraged the public to actively engage in the Green Ghana exercise as a means to combat the dangers posed by deforestation. Madam Osei-Opare, who planted a tree together with the MP for Amasaman Akwesi Owusu Efrifa Mensah and Ganwes MCE Clement Wilkinson, believes by planting more trees, the country can gradually address health and environmental risk present in the atmosphere.
The Green Ghana Day initiative has been instituted due to the substantial decline of Ghana's forest cover as a result of human activities and other climatic conditions. It is therefore more important than ever for us to stand up boldly and engage in nationwide tree planting exercise such as this. This will help reduce the serious health and environmental threats posed by deforestation by our citizens, to our citizens.
Let's now head to the Ashanti Region. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has reaffirmed its commitment in ensuring that seedling contractors who provided seedlings during the 2021 and 2022 exercises are paid as early as possible. This comes after the members of the Plantation Developers and Seedlings Contractors Association intensified calls for the government to pay the 28 million Ghana cedis owed them. The Deputy Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Benito Owusu-Bio, gave the assurance when he and the Asante Hini Otumfuo II led the tree planting exercise in the Ashanti region. Abruchi for the Middle Belt, Edward Opongmafo, has more in the following report. Hello, Edward.
The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources says it is working hard to ensure that the Green Ghana project becomes very successful even in subsequent years. As part of this year's celebration, the Deputy Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Benito Owusu-Bio, together with the Overlord of the Ashanti Region, Otumfuo II, have been leading the tree planting exercise.
We've lost over 80% of our forest cover through agriculture and also illegal logging and galamsey. Whilst we are addressing those challenges, it's also important that we do aggressive afforestation, and that is why the President has tasked the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources that we should undertake an aggressive afforestation. One of the anchors of that assignment is Green Ghana Day, where we mobilize the entire nation for us to come together and plant trees on a single day. When we finish that day, that is not the end of it. Others can continue planting during the course of the year once it's raining. Whilst the Forestry Commission will also do its plantations in the forest reserve. Our target this year is 10 million. You will say, why did we start from 5 to 20 and now we are coming to 10? It's just because we want to pay particular attention to what we've planted already, also at the same time. Yes, that is why we have reduced the target this year, so that as we care for the 10 million we are planting this year, we can then also nurture the others over 30 million that we planted.
Seedling contractors have in recent times been complaining about the fact that they have not been paid for the past 2 years. But the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources says it is working to ensure they are paid as early as possible.
Yes, they've not been paid. Yes, we accept that. Yes, we are in talks with the Ministry of Finance and they are working something out for them. This year, unfortunately, we could not buy from them. All these that you are seeing have been raised by the Forestry Commission themselves. Yes, just because we don't want to add on. We want to clear the old debts before we can add on. So that's why we did that.
The Ashanti Regional Minister, Mr. Samuel Semensa, is urging residents in Kumasi to involve themselves actively in the tree planting exercise to restore the image of the Garden City.
If you go to where the wealthy people live, you find trees all over. They know the significance of the trees. But we, the poor people, we prefer to people, let me say a little in tree. Then we pave the whole place and we create problems for ourselves. Apart from this, it also leads to flooding. It means that when it rains, you won't have even place where the rainwater will sink. So they'll all flow into the main drain, and then it will create a flooding for all of us. So we have to change the way we live, the way we build our houses, and then start moving towards more green. Ashanti Region, as I've said, we've also taken it up. That is why we are embarking on this clean, green, and beautified Ashanti Region. If you drive around, you watch the main medians. We started planting royal palm trees with the main medians, and we have some prison officers who are also engaged in cleaning the median and some of our major streets. We are doing this so that we help the Green Ghana. That is part of our contribution towards what we do annually. It shouldn't be an annual event. And again, if you're able to do that successfully, we will bring back the garden city of Kumasi. Now we are cutting almost all the trees. So all of us, let's help to plant more trees to bring back the garden city of West Africa, which is Kumasi.
For the Forestry Commission, it says its major focus is to nurture these trees.
In fact, that's our major concern. And if you plant and you don't nurture them, then you've done nothing. So in fact, we are committed to nurture the trees to maturity. And if you look at the previous planting that we did, the success rate were very encouraging. The rate was around 75 to 80%. The whole Ghana, Ashanti Region was about 76, and we did very well. And when we do planting and you achieve such a percentage rate, then you are okay. You don't have to do any replanting or what we call it a beating up.
Now, various stakeholders are being urged to play their respective roles to ensure the tree planting exercise becomes very successful. For Citi News, I'm Edward Oponmafo, Kumasi.
Away from the Ashanti region, a similar tree planting exercise has been held at the Weja-Gbawe municipality, where over 1,500 trees have been planted. Central Regional Correspondent Calvis Stettin has more.
Municipal Chief Executive for Weja-Gbawe, Patrick Kumo, indicated that 80% of trees that were planted last year survived, and indicated that Member of Parliament for the area, Tina Mensah, as part of measures to ensure that trees are protected, will introduce an award scheme to reward school children who protect and take good care of their trees.
Planting or greening Ghana, we started somewhere last year. Other municipalities there, we planted about 8,000 plus of seedlings across the municipality, and with the report and the supervision that has been carried out, we have about 80% of the seedlings doing so very well. This year we're planting 1,005. We're currently having it done at the Bawe Methodist School. We believe that when we get the kids involved in this whole agenda, that is where this whole vision will still stay and still progress. We've identified some areas in the municipality that still need some greening, of which we have asked the children, that the kids, to take charge of those areas. So each child of this school is going to plant one. And I've also directed them to take care of it. Every morning they need to come into water to make sure it grows, of which the Member of Parliament also added that when we come around the next time, we want to see these seedlings growing very well so that they can also be appreciated in the form of an award that the Member of Parliament will be giving them at the end of the day. And in collaboration with the school authorities, we'll be monitoring to make sure that these seedlings really grow well so that they can achieve the purpose for which it was planted.
Member of Parliament for Weja-Gbawe, Tina Mensah, had a word of advice for persons living within the constituency regarding ways of taking care of their trees.
We are all educating them to get involved, not to cut trees in their various homes. We have all made those mistakes before. We had trees in our vicinities, our homes. We cut them. Now we know the importance of trees, that we should build around them. We shouldn't cut them. So this is what I'm advising each and every one, that every tree that you see around, which is not in your house, belongs to the government. so you don't have the locals of going out to cut that tree. It is important that we grow a tree, we plant a tree, so that at the end of the day, it gives us all the benefits that we need to have from that plant.
Still on the Green Ghana Day, the Forestry Commission in the Greater Accra Region says the weak enforcement of laws and the delay in addressing some forest offences in courts are hampering its efforts at protecting the country's forest reserves. The Commission says activities such as forest encroachment, illegal mining and unlawful farming practices have affected the quality of forest reserves. Speaking at a short ceremony ahead of the tree planting exercise by Parliament under the Green Ghana initiative, the Deputy Greater Accra Regional Manager of the Forestry Commission, George Agbenawoshi, called for a concerted effort in restoring the lost forest cover of Ghana. There is more in the following report by our parliamentary correspondent, Ni Ayikwe Okai.
The Green Ghana Initiative is a national forestation and reforestation exercise aimed at restoring the country's lost forest cover and also contributes Ghana's quota to global efforts at mitigating the effects of climate change. The initiative, which took place on Friday, June 9, 2023, saw Parliament planting about 300 tree seedlings of various species at Parliament and other extended precincts of Parliament. Speaking at a short ceremony ahead of the tree planting exercise, the Deputy Greater Accra Regional Manager of the Forestry Commission, George Agbenawoshi, actually bemoaned that the weak law enforcement and delay in forest offences at the courts are hampering efforts at preserving the country's forest cover.
Encroachment of the forest, illegal logging of timber, illegal mining in our forest reserve, which has become a topical issue in recent times, illegal farming, etc. And this has affected the quality of our forest reserve across the country. Mr. Speaker, the forest offences have negatively affected our environment, and it has also made the work of the Forest Services Division a bit challenging. We are also faced with some challenges, such as weak law enforcement with our laws or regulations. Force law, we have such challenges at those areas. Delay in addressing some forest offences in the courts has also been faced by the organization.
The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, on his part says the country has witnessed a massive decline in its forest cover over the period, hence the need for all and sundry to contribute in ensuring that the country restores its lost forest cover.
The act that we pass imposes strict penalties for such offences, underlining our unwavering commitment to protect and preserve our precious forest reserves. But what is the state of the forest reserve in Ghana? Ghana has witnessed a significant decline in forest cover over the years. Once blessed with a vast expanse of thriving rainforests, our country now ranks among the tropical nations with the highest percentage of deforestation. The alarming statistics speak for themselves. From a staggering 8.2 million hectares in 1900, our forest cover has dwindled to a mere 1.6 million hectares. This distressing trend highlights the environmental degradation caused by various factors, including informal small-scale gold mining and those who engage in what is called gather and sell, which in the Ghanaian palace galamsey.
Speaking on the floor of Parliament on Friday, the Deputy Ranking Member on the Lands and Forestry Committee of Parliament, Alhassan urged the government to work together with Parliament to prevent the Green Ghana initiative from becoming a breeding ground for corruption.
When we are told that it was a success, about 80% success, Mr. Speaker, there is nothing to verify on the ground. And I just want to urge the ministry to work together with Parliament and other stakeholders to ensure that we do not allow this scheme, well intended as it is, to become an avenue for corruption. Mr. Speaker, as things stand now, instead of greening Ghana, it looks like green corruption to me. Mr. Speaker, I want to assure this House that the accounts of the Green Ghana Committee get audited each year. In 2021, the accounts were audited. In 2022, the accounts were audited. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, following the contributions that have been made in this House, I intend to publish the accounts of the Green Ghana Committee for 2023, perhaps 2021, 2022, 2023. Mr. Speaker, let me submit and do so forcefully in all modesty, particularly to my friend Tamalenov, that those of us who are in charge of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Speaker, in all modesty, we are men and women of integrity. We will not proceed under the guise of planting trees to engage in corruption. It will never happen.
Reporting from Parliament, my name is Ni Ayikwe Okain for Citi News.
You're watching the Citi Newsroom here on Citi TV. Still to come. Sanitary pad importers deny price inflation claims, cite port costs and levies as barriers to affordability. We have details of that and more coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.
This is the neighborhood I'm having my twins.
The very reason why I took it for us. See, the price is very good and it's spacious to contain all of us.
Alphabet City. Now I'm a landlord. I don't pay rent. And my Airbnb business is booming.
To be Pamini, bank and I'm not say Alphabet City. The pension pay me 20%. The payment plan, I want to share my just say very smooth.
This is a healthy place to raise our families and creating peace. Come on, be my neighbor.
Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Alphabet City is a classy and peaceful gated community in Sakumono. We have 24/7 top-notch security and high-quality access roads. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, 3 bedrooms and 3 washrooms with boys' quarters. We have 3 bedrooms and 4 washrooms. We have 2 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, all with beautiful kitchens and kitchenettes. Call Alphabet City on 0240-111119 or 050-44-99999. Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
You're welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Let's now do some more stories. Importers of sanitary pads have refuted allegations of deliberately inflating prices, highlighting that rising costs at ports and additional levies are the main obstacles hindering women's access to affordable menstrual health products. Citi News' Rachel Engman provides further details in the following report read by Eno Safo.
The demand for a reduction in the cost of sanitary pads has been a contentious issue for several years, yet no significant progress has been made. Prices continue to soar each month, making it increasingly challenging for young women and those in deprived areas to afford these essential products. The Ghana Revenue Authority imposes a 20% import tax and a 12.5% value-added tax on sanitary pads under the 2012 harmonized system and customs tariff schedules, deeming them luxury items. Consequently, a pack of sanitary towels, which used to cost approximately 5 Ghana cedis, now sells for 20 Ghana cedis or even higher, depending on the brand. Various interpretations have been attributed to the high cost to the stigma surrounding menstruation. Gloria Oroba, a Kenyan senator who faced dismissal from Parliament after experiencing period stains on her trousers, shared her personal encounter advocating for menstrual equity and raising awareness about the topic.
Because it was the first day of the Senate session, we had closed on recess, and I was very excited about a lot of things. I was anxious about some ongoings. We had a change on leadership on committee members, and I heard that I was about to lose my vice chair position. So there was a lot happening, and I didn't feel that I should miss this. So I had to tell myself what I was always telling the girls, that don't let this kind of thing distract you from your day-to-day activities. And I just gathered the courage to walk into Parliament, and the rest, as you have seen online, is history. We have had conversations around it. I have gotten a lot of backlash about it. But the most important thing for me is that we're talking about it.
Importers of sanitary pads refutes claims that they are responsible for price inflation, which contributes to period poverty in the country. They attribute the high prices to the burdensome import duties imposed at the port.
You cannot inflate any price whilst you have challenges, whilst you have other commitments to deal with. Like some of us bank loans, some of us your importer wants his money, some of us your wear and tear, so many things. Previously it was 220, 240 cedis for a carton, and now it's 350.
Marcus Sapong, CEO of Market Surgicals, expressed concern over low sales of sanitary pads as many individuals are resorting to alternatives such as toilet rolls, cloth and tampons to manage their periods.
The patronage for sanitary pad has gone down drastically. It is crazy. It has really gone down. Yeah, because we have customers who used to buy 100 cartons and are buying now, as we speak, 10, some 5.
Catherine Afeku, Head of Strategic Communication at the National Coordination Office of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, calls on the government to encourage local manufacturers to produce sanitary pads. This would promote affordability and access, particularly for women in deprived areas.
Endearing women in Ghana who are already doing this job, creating awareness, doing the education, and even donating some of these menstrual pads to young girls to hire it up a notch, link up, do the network with someone like Gloria Oroba, who has taken it to a global level. Network, because we are all Africans, and also see the social entrepreneurship angle where a woman-led business will produce, manufacture locally made sanitary towels and get tax incentives from our government.
In light of these challenges, Some local manufacturers have sought organic means of production. Dr. Latifatu Muhammad, co-founder of Kodu Technology in the northern region of Ghana, utilizes banana and plantain fibers for sanitary pad production.
We produce eco-friendly sanitary pads from fibers of banana and then plantain to help solve period poverty among young women. As at now, our product is in the approval stage. We are waiting for results from the Ghana Standards Authority.
Now, traditional authorities within communities along the Samsam Fotobi Road in the Amasaman constituency are urgently appealing to the government to address the deplorable condition of the road. They express deep concern over the devastating impact it has had on the development of these communities. Citi News' Philip Nilate has more in the following report.
The Samsam Fotobi Road branches off from the Accra to Nsawam Highway. This bumpy road becomes dusty during the dry season and extremely muddy during the rainy season. It has been in a deplorable state for several years. Nima Taikoli, the chief of Koliman, a community along this stretch, emphasized how the poor condition of the road has hindered development.
The road is very, very bad. We've had a series of meetings, series of interviews. We've given the information to the public for the government to come and assist for us to fix this road. The road is very, very bad. Even if citizens of Coleman go out of the community and they are coming in, because of the bad road, most of them uses the motorbike instead of the taxis that are in the junction. And even that they've been using their motorbikes, it is dangerous because the situation of the road, sometimes the motors have to slow down, and especially when it gets late in the dark. That is where it becomes more dangerous for them to patronize the community. When the road is fixed, definitely it brings development to the place. If somebody wants to come and build this residence, we'll first visit the site and see road network to where his house will be. And when it's like this, it's not encouraging. He will decide to leave.
Samuel Apedo, the assembly member of Samsam electoral area, highlighted how numerous accidents have occurred on a hilly portion of the road that leads to the Samsam township.
The road starts from Samsam Junction, pass through Samsam community, through Mimpen through Odumansi to Mimpen to Fotobi, then connect to Ebri. So this is a very major road. When they even construct it, it will even ease traffic on the main road. And this very road connects to the Accra Technical University, where they have their other campus here. And when it is even weekend, you see the number of buses bringing the students here to come and study. And look at this nature of the road. Are we waiting for them to fall into this very hole before we call for a national disaster that will let us face it? No, we don't have to get to that place. So we have to make sure we do it now. Because when you come here Saturday, buses climbing this thing, and it is very dangerous. So I'm appealing to the president and then whoever that is in charge, that they should come to our aid immediately.
Scores of residents in the area supported Mr. Apedo's assertion about the dangerous nature of the road.
I'm a government. She a contract. Instead of a contract, about Jella Kuato. Naba, Wedoji. Instead, I have to more 3-4 months. Now, one machine. Naba for a year of our piece possible. No, make a jagged now for temporary. No, what woman done. She dabi go here, just J. Beffin, go here. Go let go. Calole. Oh, no, fail. Lord Jacob and by J. Bonnie, I'm a cocoa. O shaft to blow up no, but O shaft to watch it. Echo, my dominant. One pa about 5, go 5. Ne bomode, Buekanya Sag Beffin, going here.
Doing the hill, it's so dangerous. At a point,
I had to let the whole family get down, and then I would struggle to just drive up there. And you can see the nature of the road. The hill, the fall, the erosion from the hill just washes down here. And they tried to come and dig a drain on the side, as you can see, but it didn't work. So the flood just comes and washes everything and exposes all the stones. So driving to climb is difficult. Coming down is difficult. There are several vehicles that have fallen down the hill down there, as you can see. Sometimes when we are coming, you see a truck loaded with timber or planks, and then it will just overturn in that hole there. So it's a very dangerous road to ply.
Speaking about the road's condition, Akwesi Owusu-Efrifa-Mensah, Member of Parliament for Amasaman, assured that plans are underway to repair the road. He confirmed that the Ministry of Roads and Highways was aware of the state of the road and some preliminary work has already been done. However, the onset of the rainy season has further deteriorated the road's condition.
I think about 6 months or so ago, the road was very, very bad. So I have to use my common fund. I spent close to 150,000 to do reshipping, and because of the rains now, especially at the top of the mountain, it's very, very, very bad. My common fund too is finished, so I'm looking for other alternative. I'm speaking to a certain contractor who has assured me that he will come and do reshipping on that road for me. I've spoken to the roads minister. Even yesterday, we had an extensive meeting with him. He has given some assurance, but I can't put it on air. I want to assure them that, just like I did it in some 6 months ago, I did the reshipping. I have my property in Sansamudumase. I have some lands over there. I have my own house over there, which is being occupied by the pastor of the Presbyterian Church now. That is where I was living. And that is my village. That is what I write as my hometown. So it's not that I don't think about them. It's a huge thing on my head that I don't even sleep.
For traditional authorities, opinion leaders, residents within communities along the Samsam Fotobi Road, their plea is for government to fix this road immediately because it's been in a bad state for a number of years. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Philip Ni Latte.
This is still the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV, still ahead. Farmers in 5 communities in the Tano South municipality of the Ahafo Region threaten to drive away nomads. We have more coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
Today he has been extra sweet, and the way he looks at me.
I have done everything by the book. It's on. Hey, but I have to get some condoms, Charlie.
Using a condom will protect you and your partner from HIV, STIs, and unplanned pregnancy. Condoms are an effective way for protection against HIV infection. Don't take risks. Use a condom every time. Always come prepared.
This advert is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission and Ghana Health Service.
Finally, anyone can become a household.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You Go Flip, a real estate gaming platform that allows you to play and stand a chance of winning a house or cash or consolidated prizes, such as savings towards a house. Simple and easy to play. Visit www.yougoflip.com. Buy a ticket to enter the game. Wait for the end of the game to enjoy the win. Anyone can win. Flip it or own it. You Go Flip. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Play responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
Mido, you're not Biana. I'm for you to be so every time I just say, baby, shit. Mangashi.
Junior! I'm saying so now for maybe the no.
Sister Cospa, it's a gas.
I'm using the why. Why?
Down Yankanawa.
Sister Cos. Use gas. Gas ye fast, ye easy, ye convenient. And wow.
Let me see your hand.
Thank you for staying with us here on the Citi Newsroom. Let's now head to the Ahafo Region. Farmers in 5 communities in the Tano South municipality of that region are threatening to drive away nomads from the identified areas, accusing them of destroying their farmlands. They are urging the Municipal Security Council to intervene to prevent an escalation. Citi News' Michael Sapon Infum was at Bechim and reports.
Farmers in Brani, Mensin, Jerusalem, Biokrom and Ahien Mgwase, all in the Tano South municipality of the Ahafo Region, are concerned about activity of some nomads in the area, which they say is negatively impacting them. The farmers are accusing the nomads of destroying their farms by their activities. They allege they have to abandon their farms for fear of being attacked by the nomads. They noted that they have lodged numerous complaints with the Bechim Police Command, hoping for intervention, but sadly, no action has been taken yet. Some of the farmers have been sharing their frustrations to Citi News.
They're having about 700 to 800 cattle, and they use the animals to feed on our crops from farm to farm, farm to farm, farm to farm. So as I speak now, most of the farmers have abandoned their farms because of the destruction of the animals. So it is very great and a big problem for the farmers living in Bechim here.
Have you taken any steps to maybe the Municipal Security Council to drive these nomads away?
We have gone to the police command. We have reported the case to them. We have done all the necessary things that we are supposed to do. But these people are not giving us any positive answer. I plant maize, I plant vegetables. The animals has taken over my farm. So of late, I don't go there.
Na mitimi do abru, me do beans, me do nkatie, ene nobaya ahuro. Nansu bese mfi miensa baidie, niema nkwaye mame. Ente ama ohaw kase a mesia no de mentimi nka ho asem. Sabri ya mitimi ekwa afuom. Nansu sese se me pese me di fufu agye se me bakurum na mabato banche na madi. Nenti a hete sa ne se me dua banche a me dua dakoro pe makona emwana asa ne nyina. Sisi a baira na mentimi do baire enye bi edi na menye bi ton kakra ede boama mafuo no atimi akɔ anim no sesia ntimi mmasa bio
ya wada no ko ne de no ma yu afom ni nyina na me san ko ye na me da me ni no di aba no aw ohimi ha me da no otimirika na me di nche na ba kono me kun ohimi na ohimi akugu fam papa me ba dona me sore se na ba kono fasikan na me sam sanda jinu kaw ne de na me san nyina jina mantumi ko mba kumi ko na me sam sa na me dwane.
The farmers are threatening to drive away the nomads by themselves if the necessary authorities do not intervene.
We are just looking on the security. If the security are unable to do what is expected of them, then we the farmers, we will organize ourselves and go to the police station or the security and ask them the reason why they haven't done it. And if they know they cannot take any action on that, then it means we the farmers have to, take our own means to protect our farms and our properties.
The Municipal Chief Executive for Tano South Municipality, Collins Ofinam Techi, has been narrating steps being taken by his outfit to address the problem.
That matter has come to our attention. We have discussed it at the MUSEC meeting, and the police is also investigating about the complaints received from the complainant. So they are doing the investigation. And for that matter, I don't want to go much into the main issues. But what I will say is it has come to our attention, and we are looking for how best we can resolve this matter. We have met over it, and we are going to meet again over it.
Farmers within Bechem and its environs are urging the Tano South Municipal Security Council to drive away nomads who are destroying their farms. From Bechem, I am Michael Saponifum for Citi News.
This is still the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Up next is CNR Business with Eno Safum.
Hello and welcome to CNR Business with me, Eno Safo. In the news, traders are attributing the failure to issue VAT invoices to low sales brought on by excessive taxation. The GRA's ongoing revenue mobilization exercise has seen a number of businesses cited for alleged tax infractions. Some of these operators have been expressing what their challenges are with CNR Business.
The Ghana Revenue Authority has for the past couple of weeks been embarking on an exercise to enforce tax compliance among businesses. The exercise has seen a number of business owners being picked up over various tax infractions. Today, we are here at the Central Business District of Accra to get the reaction of traders about this whole exercise.
Actually, this time they are not buying. Business is slow. Things are not going as previous is going. This time, when we come, we don't sell. People are not coming.
The same time, they say taxes and necron bania is a hair ready for. So, Jamano, as in you may be or night ready for or you may be found at a ready for to bet my house. See a buy and drawing, dear, then yet you have been yet to make your taxes in the amount.
The concerns of the market traders have been corroborated by its mother body. The Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is pushing for reforms in the issuance of VAT invoices. Dr. Joseph Obin is president of GUTA.
People who are selling that are not compliant, or the people who are buying that have to demand the VAT invoice. This is a question, and this policy should solve, and this should be made by policy rather than the current exercise that is going on. I believe it's only systems that can make sure compliance is enhanced, and so we will still engage with GRE to find ways to talk to the policymakers with ourselves, our very self, the stakeholders, to know how we can make the VAT a uniform, and then to make sure that compliance is also assured.
The Ghana Hotels Association is demanding that the Public Utilities and Regulatory Commission reduces the utility tariff increment being imposed on businesses. President of the association, Dr. Akenamike, stated that the outrageous charges from the utility service regulator has increased the cost of production and is negatively impacting them. The following report has the rest of the story.
Earlier this year, the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, made an announcement regarding an increase in tariffs. Effective June 1, 2023, tariffs were raised by 18.36%. The PURC attributed this adjustment to factors such as the depreciation of the cedi, inflation, and other related influences. However, the news of the tariff hike was met with widespread criticism. Dr. Edward Akanyamike, the president of the Ghana Hotels Association, expressed his concern over the significant 167% increase in utility tariffs. He emphasized that this surge was adversely affecting their businesses.
Before the February adjustment, hotels were on the tariff of, I think, 11.21 cedis. And so the 8.3% increase was supposed to take us to something around 12.3%. Sorry, 12.3 cedis. Okay. But when the actual bill came, we realized that we were on 30 cedis. So in April, the commission wrote back to us and acknowledged that they have observed that they rather made a mistake in recategorizing us. And that is why the huge increase came. So they were going to investigate and correct it. Meanwhile, they directed the Ghana Water Company to revert us to the old category. They now go back to us and said that, well, it's because they have actually decided that we are in the new category. And so the 167% that affected us holds. And in the past, we used to have it around 10% to say 13%. Okay, so when you look at the whole total cost of operation, then you know that 10 to 13% goes into electricity and water.
Ghana recorded a 32% increase in gold production last year, enabling it to win back the top spot from South Africa as the largest gold producer on the continent. Gold output rose to 3.7 million ounces in 2022 from 2.8 million ounces the previous year, driven by growth in the output of both large and small-scale sectors. This was disclosed by the president of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Joshua Morty, at the 99th annual general meeting of the Chamber in Accra.
The production and export of Ghana's main minerals recorded mixed performance in 2022. While the output of gold and diamond increased, the production of bulk minerals, namely manganese and bauxite, declined year on year. The country's gold output, thankfully, increased from 2.8 million ounces in 2021 to 3.7 million ounces in 2022, due to concurrent growth in the output of both large and small-scale sectors. This translates into a 32% increase in production in the gold subsector. The large-scale gold subsector recorded its highest output in the country's history in 2022. Notably, a combination of fresh output, and expansion of production at existing large-scale mines drove the large-scale sector's contribution to national gold output from 2.7 million ounces in 2021 to 3.1 million ounces in 2022, representing an increase of 13%.
And that's all for CNR Business with me, Ahafo.
And that's how we wrap up tonight's edition of the Citi Newsroom. But before we let go of you, let's recap some of our headlines. President Akufo-Addo's Green Ghana initiative signals unwavering commitment to environmental protection. Meanwhile, Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources commits to timely payment for seedling contractors amid calls for government settlement. Weak enforcement and legal delays hamper forest protection efforts. Sanitary pad importers deny price inflation claims, cite port costs and levies as barriers to affordability. Communities along Samsam Fotobi Road urge government to address deplorable road conditions. Our website, citinewsroom.com, has more information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to Citi TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV. My name is Charles Osukumi. Many thanks for watching.
If you're a whiz kid that collects straight A's in your sleep, a brainy brains that aces quizzes without even trying, or a clever clogs that knows just about everything, then there's one more battle you have to win. The Literacy Challenge. The nationwide search for the best junior high student is on. Think it could be you going home with 10,000 Ghana cedis and a glitzy trophy? Then, in not less than 600 words, write a story that ends with the following statement. The happiest people do not have the best of everything, they make the best of everything they have. Stories should be written in your own handwriting with the deadline of Saturday, the 15th of July 2023 in mind. Submissions must include an endorsement by a parent or guardian and their full contact details. And once you're done, shoot off your entries to the front desk of Citi TV or Citi FM. Or you can send entries to PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. For more inquiries, call 0558 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2023